This is Uprising. I'm Sonali Kolhatkar. Republicans are celebrating. In less than 2 months, they will hold a majority in the U.S. Senate and a majority in the House of Representatives. 6 years into the tenure of a president they openly revile, they will be able to express a united front to their constituents. Voters turned out in historically low numbers, and corporations and wealthy Americans poured in historically high amounts of dollars to yield these results. Well, how much of a crisis of democracy does this represent? Joining us today to analyze what happened last Tuesday and to look ahead is my guest, Rosa Clemente. She is the 2008 Green Party vice presidential candidate and the first ever visiting distinguished lecturer in the Pan-African Studies Department at California State University in Los Angeles. She is also a hip-hop journalist, activist, and scholar. Welcome to Uprising, Rosa. So, Rosa, let's first begin by talking about how you explain what happened last week. We had a situation in the country where a lot was at stake, and Democrats could, we thought, have won these elections. The economy, at least according to indicators that mainstream economists trust, was improving, and yet Democrats were resoundingly defeated. What's your sort of broad-based analysis of what happened?
Well, first, let me just say congratulations on the show. It's something I've been listening to every day on my rides to work, and so appreciative of you and your crew changing the narrative of even who gets to speak about these issues. So congratulations on that. But,
Thank you, Rosa.
Look, I think if we're, I don't, it's funny because I won't even call myself progressive or left anymore because those things have been so watered down in terms of how we even look at particularly electoral politics. I mean, as a Green Party member, my only thing was how do we vote, especially in California, on these propositions, particularly Proposition 47 or other ones. But how do we get Green Party members elected on a local level, or how Howie Hawkins literally changed the game of third parties in this election in New York. So, I wish that those that do call themselves progressive or left would stop kind of still talking about this two-party system and really talk about the third parties, particularly I think the Green Party, which is the most progressive and left if you look at the political agenda. So I think the Green Party actually did very well. There's a lot of things we need to do, to even get at the levels that we need to get to in terms of elected officials throughout the country. As a Latino woman, I'm not surprised that Latinos stayed home. Why would they when the Democrats have consistently been lying to them, using them, deporting them, imprisoning them? And, I saw exit polls and a recent statistic that said only 12% of young people that were registered to vote did vote. So I think it's a complete rejection of this two-party corporate system. And I do believe that not voting is also a sign of resistance. I don't think that people were apathetic. I think, like Malcolm said, they were no longer willing to be bamboozled or hoodwinked into thinking that if you vote for the lesser of two evils, you'll be better. If you vote the lesser of two evils, you still get evil.
Well, if you don't mind indulging us a little bit with your analysis of why the Democrats lost and also what their reaction is. President Obama said on NBC's Meet the Press yesterday that he took responsibility for the election results and that he felt he needed to do better to reach out to Republicans. Now, we've heard this for years. When Democrats lose, they constantly talk about how they want to appease Republicans. But when Republicans lose, they never really say that they need to do better at reaching out to Democrats. And that language itself and who's chasing whom in which direction, I think says a lot about our political system, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. The fact that the day after he loses the election is when he says, now we're going to do something on immigration, even if I have to do executive order. Well, even a smart political strategist, even if you're cynical as the president and only doing that to maintain congressional control and Senate control, you would have signed the executive order months ago. So, to see the Democratic Party imploding on itself, as someone who's pushing for third parties understand that then there's a vacuum that could be filled. But yeah, the thing about the Republicans, as we would say in hip hop, they are gangster. Like, they are hardcore.
Yeah.
They don't care if they lose, they win, whatever. They will completely be obstructionist, will use race and class as an issue and cultural social issues, but they will never bow down to the Democrats. The Democrats always bow down to the Republicans.